Hey guys, I'm Edward with Everything Kayak and Bicycle. Today we're going to do a little walkthrough of the Hobie Outback. Keep in mind, if you want to keep up to date on what we've got going on, make sure you hit the notification bell, subscribe. If you're into what we got going on here, if you enjoy the video, give it a like, and then if you have any other questions or suggestions, feel free to comment. So this is the Hobie Outback. We're going to come in at 12 foot 9 inches on the length. We're 34 inches width. And we're about 85 pounds stripped, and our capacity is going to be, they're rated at 275 plus. So with all the motor stuff, they're changing those data plates and things like that, and they're rating for the seat range. So a lot of little details. We're going to jump into all the little features and stuff they have on this hull. We will start off with some of the things that are provided. So this is going to be your cassette. If you take your drive out and you want to paddle it, or you just don't want that hole there, it eats flounders and cell phones all day long, you can lock this cassette in just like you do your drive, and it'll block out that spot. You don't have to worry about it. And then this is the loading block. So we'll show you how this goes on later, but this is going to go on your stern handle. There's a little recess for that rudder, and it's going to help prevent any damage, bending, or anything of that rudder if you're putting that boat up on a high incline bow first. We'll throw those down, we'll walk up to the front here and see what we got going on. So pretty standard. We are going to see that T-handle on the front. We see that a lot from these models, especially the Outback, your compass and stuff like that. Your bow hatch here, we've got two bungees with little buttons that hold those down. We are going to see a dual gasket in here. We've got the gasket down on the rim of the hull, as well as in the hatch cover here. And they're using a little bungee to keep some tension, and the little webbing strap there is essentially your hinge. So they do make a liner, a bucket or a tub that sits in there. If you can get a hold of one, let me know. I'd love one. But that drops in there, gives you a little more control of the material that you're putting in there. We do have the sail port here. So this sail port here will take, there is a mast wedge for your ram balls, 1.5 and 0.5. If you're doing fish finders, camera mounts, and stuff like that. But as always, it will take the Hobie sail, and then now the introduction of the Hobie Bimini, you can drop that in there too. We'll see two T-handles on this hull. This one is marked transducer. So this is for your guard-in system. We should have a video a couple years back on that guard-in system. We probably need to do another one. But what that does is your transducer mounts underneath that plate, and you can draw that plate into the hull to protect your transducer. You can recess it out if you have the side scan capabilities, so it's not impeding with the hull on your screen when you're reading all that. The other one here is going to be for your rudder. That's your up-down line. We release it, have it down. The rudder spring loader will pop up if you strike anything, or if you beach it and forget to pick it up. But you pull that in, lock it in the little teeth there, and that'll hold your rudder blade up. We are going to see two molded rod holders to the bow with covers. And then these little apparatuses here on the side. You do have H-rail, which you can clamp any H-rail accessories to. You can see that opening and that groove. So that allows us to put any T-bolt style or track style accessories. Your mesh pocket, we're going to see another track out here. Some different well outs. If you're using a bait knife, pliers, or bokas, this little section is thinned out so you can hook a tether to it, or you have this bungee in the system that you can hook a tether to as well on both sides. If you're storing a tackle box in here, you roll this down like so and like so. And there's a little lip there. That tackle organizer, whether it's a 36 or 3700, will drop in there and stay in place for you. And then we're going to see our surface mount electrical pass through there. All those features there are duplicated on the other side, as well as cup holders. This is a full large, so it'll hit like a 1 liter bottle will drop there. This has a reduction in the middle on the bottom, so something a little smaller, like a Red Bull or energy can, will sit upright. It won't slide around too much. We do have some nice standing pads. We're going to see these thicker pads on the floor here, as well as that rectangular hatch has been rotated from what we've seen in the years past in the Pro Anglers. They did a lot of this, all this changes in 2019. But we do have a bucket that drops in there, which is really nice and handy. You can use it or not use it. You can still gain access with it out of the hull. Our pedal bungee here, that's what I call it. But anyway, this is your hold back. So you can pull your pedals back and lock them in place. And so it reduces your draft, gets those fins up against the hull. Some scupper plugs or scupper holes. Everybody knows, pretty much that's for draining out. So we'll see the CTW seat in this. That W is going to be a little bit wider than CTs that we used to see. full adjustment. We have the lumbar tensioner on the back, as well as this adjustment here, which allows you to lean forward and back on that seat. We are still going to see the full adjustability, where we can go up and down, front and back. So what I pulled there is there's a little T-handle for kickstand. Kickstand are the feet in the back of the boat. If we pull this one, bring it up, we lean our seat forward, and our kickstands are right there. That gets you in your high position. Still included with the fiberglass shaft paddle. We talked about dual steering. So the Outback is going to have the dual steering. You catch my words real quick. We talked about these components that were back here. Let's hit that up. 2 more flush mount rod holders with covers. And then these plates back here are going to be very similar to what was up front, except we're going to have a bungee here. So this catch still will hold a rod or tackle organizer down, but what happens, it's got a little clip on it, so it clips that bungee instead of the little T-style that goes into the track on the other side. Really neat feature here on the back. We are going to see just a little bit of it's a cleat. So the little Hobie cleats that screw in, whether it's for the eyelets. Let's show you what that's about. We'll tear that open real quick. We'll act like we didn't do that. And then we take our cart, and you can do this with either cart. Just this one's going to take a little more slack, but we're going to take that bungee over the top, clip it in, and then even if you have an accessory mounted back here, so you do have your thread inserts for your micro anchors or any of your adaptive plates, if you're doing any kind of that, and your carry handle, so that cart will sit right there on the hull, completely out of your way for when you want to use it. The other really neat details, guys, they do all the accessories and mounts and all that cool stuff. Our rudder is underneath instead of the flip up. Like we said, that is spring loaded. And then your drive in this model is going to be a kick up MD180, and that is going to be standard turbo. So MD180, we get the reverse capability with our tendons, and then kick up, that breakaway fin, so we don't hopefully don't smash our spine too much. And again, that's going to be a turbo kick up drive that's included in there. We did skip this. There's a little bungee right here. You guys are wondering what that's for. When your drive's in, there's a little bungee right here for maintaining your pulls or your tendons so they don't hit your legs as you pedal. So that is a pretty quick push through, but little walkthrough of the Hobie Outback.